There are so many options when it comes to group coaching program models, but how do you know which one will lead to the most effective results? Well, in this video, I'm going to go through a series of questions to help you build your program from the ground up and how to structure your group programs specifically for you. And what up, by the way, I'm Coach Andrew, your Green Sheet business coach, and I help people build their group coaching programs and also create client converting content so they can continue to scale online. If you haven't already, make sure, of course, you subscribe to the channel where I do more great videos like this. Now, I want to start this episode going into the importance of customizing your group coaching program. There are a lot of people at this point, especially in the health coaching industry, who have probably tried multiple programs before. A coaching program is not new to them. And so if you're going to market a group coaching program, if you're going to tell people that they're going to be in a group container, it is very important that your container is unique, that it's different, that you're clear on who is going to be helped inside that container, because when you especially are starting a group coaching program, all it takes is the wrong person or the wrong message inside of the container to get people to stop showing up to calls, to get people to ultimately exit the program, and then you're not going to have a group anymore. So it's really important that when you're growing your coaching program, you know exactly what to do inside of your group, who it helps, and we're just going to go through some questions in this episode to go through that. So first, I kind of want to start off with what is a group coaching program? So for those of you coaches who are working one-on-one right now, a group coaching program is effectively being able to put a lot of one-on-one clients inside of a container where they're getting support from the community. This is where they get to talk about accountability with other members. This is where they can maybe develop a buddy system where they can help basically motivate and bring each other up, as well as it's a space where people can just feel seen and heard, and they can learn all of the other lessons that other people have learned. So I'm not sure if you've experienced this, but in one-on-one coaching, I'm sure you've answered a question and then you're like, oh man, this was so great. I wish that I could share this answer with my other clients. Ha! Well, guess what? You can if they are inside a group coaching program. So group coaching programs are phenomenal. It's how I built my hormone coaching business and took it from basically like 10K recurring revenue into 35,000 a month, 35 to kind of 40 hovering. And we made $1.1 million and served over 4,400 people. I did not coach 4,400 people one-on-one. That would be literally impossible or take too much time. So a group coaching program was the way that we were able to help this many people and do that. Now, the first thing that goes into a group coaching program is how to choose the right clients for your group coaching program, because not everyone belongs inside of a group. And that's very important. When you are looking for a group, you want to make sure that the clients inside of the group are more self-led. And that's because they're not going to be having one-on-one time with you. So when you're looking for clients inside of a group program, you're looking for people who are highly positive. You're looking for people who are self-starters or self-motivators. You're looking for almost like the hockey mom or hockey dad who's like, I want to bring other people in. And you're looking for people who communicate openly. That's very important because they're going to have to share their challenges and their struggles, along with their wins, of course, inside of a group call or a group atmosphere. So you don't want people who are shy, who are reserved, people who always need constant attention and feedback, because it's going to create a group imbalance. It's so important that inside of your group, there is basically one core client demographic or one core person. Think about this like a tribe. If there is kind of an oddball or someone who doesn't quite match the tribe, this is where they're going to feel like they can't share. They feel like they can't be inside the group. And then eventually it's going to lead to them exiting. So when you're choosing the clients, you want to make sure they have high energy, they're self-starters, they take action on the trainings, they're open and willing to share in the group coaching calls, and they just have a positive attitude. Now, when you're creating this kind of tribe and this group of right clients, the next question is going to be well, how do I identify the focus of a group coaching program? And this is where you really have to look at the end transformation for those clients and the results that they're looking for. So when it comes to a focus, it's Is the focus going to be largely results based, where it's like, hey, inside this group, you're going to lose 30 pounds and we're all working towards losing 30 pounds? Cool. That's basically a results focus group. Or is it going to be a transformation and an identity focus where basically you're going to say, hey, through this process, you're going to learn how to keep weight off, how to balance your hormones naturally, and how to basically have a stable metabolism and have a good relationship with training and with nutrition. And everyone here is starting off in a place where they don't have a good relationship, and we're working their way to having a good relationship. When we focus on the result, everyone starts in different places, but they're all working towards the same thing. When we focus on an identity shift, this is more walking them through how they can do the work, how they can be the person that's going to get the result, and that's really important. Now, inside of a group coaching program, you are going to have like a coaching model. So the next question that I kind of get is like, how do I determine the best group coaching model for me? So there's really three models. One of them is basically a self-run group where effectively you might have like a do-it-yourself program. And then when people purchase the do-it-yourself program, they go into the group for questions only. And that's really great. There's really not a lot of coaching, but it's more just answering the questions and stuff that go into them purchasing the DIY program, which means that it can be done whenever. You can hop in at any time, and there's not really a set structure to it. There's also, in terms of a group coaching program, like an evergreen program, where this is effectively where your program has open enrollment, where people can join in at any point of the process. It doesn't matter what week they're on. It doesn't matter where they're starting in their journey. They can just hop in. And then this is where you might have weekly group coaching calls where they can get in, and then weekly onboarding calls where new people can join to then get caught up. The third one is running a training but having closed enrollment. So unlike an evergreen program, you're basically going to have a start date, everyone joins, and then an end date, everyone finishes, and then you start rolling the start dates and end dates so that way people can all be on the same time. That's not really beneficial in terms of scaling a business. I don't recommend it unless you already have an evergreen program. Then you can do, of course, the group coaching program as well. But I recommend setting the program based off of the length of your program time. So depending on how long the program is and how many leads you're getting in. So I'll give you an example of our hormone program. It was an 8-week program, the Hormone Reboot. You could jump in at any time because our Vantage program was an evergreen program. So it was evergreen to evergreen. People are working with themselves for the first 8 weeks, and then they join a program which was 16 weeks every upwards to 6 months. It made it a lot easier for them to be able to kind of start as kind of whenever they wanted or whenever they needed to. But of course, we encourage people to start right away. Now, in terms of the duration of your group coaching program, your group coaching program should have a longer duration. Don't think 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 10 weeks. Think 16-week minimums. And the reason why that you even want to do something of like a 6 month or a year is because you want to encourage people to stay tapped into a community. A community only works when members are there long enough to recognize other members. If you're in a community for 8 weeks, you're not going to bother building a friendship or building a relationship or trying to find an accountability partner. You're just going to put your head down and you're going to put the work in, which makes it hard for a group and a community to grow. So if you encourage 6 months, 9 months, 12 months of people being in a group, they get to see the same members, they get to build those friendships and those relationships, and they get a higher level of accountability because they know that they are committed long term. Now, in terms of the different ways that you can enroll people into your group coaching program, there's kind of a couple of different things. You can have applications in which effectively you're saying, hey, the group is open for applications. We're accepting 20 members or 50 members, however many you want. And you can do quarterly applications where you heavily promote that people get in. This is what we call open enrollment. People will get in at that time, and then you can kind of transition them in. Or you can do it with basically regular consult calls and like prescriptive method like I do. I recommend based off of what you're in, you should either be in the group or maybe you should work one-on-one. It doesn't really matter really how you enroll people in the group coaching program. What matters is that enrollment is simple, but enrollment weeds the right person. So just like I said at the very beginning, you want to make sure you're only speaking to one person inside that group, someone who's excited, someone who's a self starter, whether it's through application or weeding the member or a consultation. You want to make sure that every single person is being vetted because their energy, their attitude, that's going to join the group. And the last thing we want to do is taint the group and then have to fix the group. It's easier to vet them from the beginning. So make the enrollment simple, but make sure you have an application and a vetting process. Final thing that I'd say in this video is probably like there are different ways to organize your coaching group, but honestly, don't overthink how to organize the group. Think about how you want to coach them and what's going to benefit your clients the most. So, as an example, if you want to do weekly Zoom calls and you put them in kind of your own custom app, cool, you can do that. If you want to do a Voxer only group where basically you're just doing, I do this for audio, where you're just having basically audio messages and everyone does audio message only in the group, you can do that. If you want to have many group coaching calls, but one for each type of subject you have, you can also do that. There's no right or wrong way to organize your group coaching program. What matters is that it is in alignment with how you coach and it's beneficial for them. So, for example, if everyone is accustomed to seeing your face on social media and you keep saying how exciting it is to be in your energy, and then you go and you do an audio only group, they're probably not going to be fired up about that. So, although that works for you, that doesn't necessarily work for your client. So, you want to do it in a way that when you're organizing the program, you're making it simple for them to communicate with each other. You're making it easy for them to have access to the group and to you. You're putting everything all in one so that way they're not searching 15 different platforms. It's all in one spot. And it makes it easy for them to show up. Because I'll say, and I'll finish off the video with this, the number one group killer is tech. It's tech. It's actually not the people, it's tech. When you make it really hard for someone to show up to a group coaching call, when you make it super hard for someone to get access to the information in the program modules, when you make it hard for someone to connect with another member inside of the group, they're going to say, you know what, as much as I love to be here, it's too complicated for me. I'm just going to start winding down and winding away. So tech is the number one killer. Then the second thing is people and atmosphere. So when you're going to organize it, make it simple, make it for them, then make it beneficial for you. So that's all for this video. Those are the ways that effectively you can scale and build a group coaching program and the program modules. Thanks for watching, and remember to, of course, subscribe for new episodes of the Coach to Coach podcast and Coach to Coach series. That's all, guys. We will catch you later. Take care.